Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice. And so we're going to continue this. We are pushing down here. And we're hoping Rommel gets his act together and we have great victories in the desert. And a sandstorm blows up. Okay, basic shipbuilding factories, good. Well, I want to make sure I'm keeping up with some of the other techs. Armor techs. I don't know that these are... so useful to us. Don't know, quite honestly. It's getting late 41 already in this playthrough. Which means the clock is ticking. I don't know if I'm being aggressive enough. Well, inconclusive action there. Down here, well, there goes two Free French convoys. More inconclusive action. Okay, well. Oh, we're already overstressing this. Okay, well. I don't want to just... well. Let's wait till we get this other air base before we send more forces. It looks like we have... well, no. Still not yet achieved air superiority over here. They must have a significant force over Malta. So let's add more. Oh yeah, we have plenty of room. Well, let's do a full 100. This one will go after both bombers and fighters. Large fighter factories. Strike there, cut off their supply. Increase our supply ability. Okay, good. We've got that. One of you crossed the river. Or the canal, I should say. Hit them from 2 directions. Pitifully bad, okay. One of you stop advancing, hold there. The rest advance. So, well, we can... in from multiple directions. Maybe we can take Cairo. And large tank factories, very good. How are... Okay, we need more heavy artillery, but we're producing more than we're using up at least, or expanding. Desert warfare equipment. I guess we can build a factory of that, maybe. So how are we doing as our current? Okay, well... Let's drop down to 1 factory of that. Do that, and desert warfare equipment actually get some in production. The Kingdom of Egypt has capitulated. Very good. Now, a little on the Egyptian government and army. Oh, don't go up there. Egypt was its own country. The British, for a considerable amount of time, had somewhere between military occupation and lots of political influence. I'm going to move the mic here, you may hear. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. I don't want to quite so far push it as a colony, because there was like because right now this would have been Anglo-Egyptian Sudan down here, in that it was administered by Britain and Egypt jointly together as a colony, not just by Britain. And so Egypt was something of a self-governing state. Sort of hard to characterize for me because of it's not like super clear as to the various statuses, but it's definitely more independent than, say Palestine or other areas. Oh, Tippett saying, haven't heard from you in a while. Hello, how you doing? So there was a complete and fairly large standing Egyptian army. that very much existed. It was not terribly pleased by, well, factions within the party were not terribly pleased by the basic overlordship, shall we say, that Britain had. It was an army equipped primarily with World War I equipment. Now, I say that, and then you got to realize, yeah, much of World War II is equipped with World War I equipment. You know, the Gewehr 98 versus the Kar 98. Yeah, it's a lightened rifle. It's an improved sort of handling rifle between, you know, those two things. But the technology is the exact same technology. The Enfield rifle, well, it's gone through multiple variations, but it's no better in 1940 than it really was in 1914. It goes through simplification, basically, shall we say, mostly simplification for production, maybe a little lightening, but I don't keep all those like exact weights of rifles in my head. And so, slowly dying as always, yes, the good spirits of Lum. So, you know, yeah, the Enfield rifle is being updated a bit, but it's still pretty much the same. You know, the American early tank destroyers are half tracks, which are a new thing, new technology, obviously, for World War II. But they're equipped with the French 75 from World War I. Not the same models, but actually French-produced 75s from World War I that were left, you know, that were given, bought, whatever. I don't know how they exactly came into the American inventory during World War I and brought back to the U.S. Army, continued as an artillery piece, but by the time World War II is breaking out, they're a bit of out of date, but they'll make a decent tank destroyer weapon. So they have a bunch of them around and they stick them in half tracks. So there's a lot of that going around. Now the British do have the really nice new 25-pounder artillery piece, so that's new. And so that's something that's sort of in my head when I'm saying World War I. Egypt's army is basically equipped, like in an artillery sense, with leftover artillery and such that was just sitting around in inventory. Is that where the port is? Yes. And so it's definitely in the tens of thousands of a man army. Now, Egypt as a political entity, basically to my knowledge, more or less stays neutral in World War II. Someone can correct me either now in chat or later. They somewhat prepare to defend Egypt from invasion, but to a degree they are a fifth column. Now, somewhere out here is Siwa, the oasis slash town slash city, famously visited by Alexander the Great, that's still there. Somewhat even more dilapidated now maybe than before, but it's out there. And that is where there was the only engagement between the Egyptian army and the German-Italian invasion force. And it was a defensive battle that the Egyptians fought well enough in, but it was sort of a half-hearted attack. So that was the only real action that the Egyptian army took. I think, you know, you have Nasser and Sadat both ending up later becoming presidents of Egypt as part of a group of officers that are anti the Egyptian king, somewhat supported by the Axis, but you really have to wonder what the hell they were thinking. And I'm sure that they weren't, I mean, they were maybe clear in their passion, anti-British passions, and these are influential officers within the army. But you have very much a lot of noise coming out of Italy that they're reforming the Roman Empire. And so supporting the Axis is only changing it from British overlordship. Because I want to say, yeah, you have like, the everyone digging in the Valley of the Kings and Howard Carter coming with Tutankhamun's grave, which is many years ago when the exhibition toured through the U.S. I did see that. And the reason, at least the collection is largely still in Egypt now, is because technically, the Egyptian government was still there, but, the British sort of had a lot of influence. But it was not, again, I want to say it's not like, the colony of Aden or even the direct rule parts of the British Raj and other things. So, and it was probably would have become more direct rule under Mussolini than it had been under the British. So, I don't know what and I'm sure that they are all like, how do we get rid of the British? Who's the British enemy? But if you're just changing one master for another, now the Germans, I think, had very little interest in Egypt. So, yeah, but you still have the Italians. So I don't know. Oh, we took out a destroyer. Oh boy, I have to ask, who started the rambling about Egypt? Well, I did when Egypt just surrendered. So we're talking about Egypt's status in World War II. So that is the situation as I understand it. I know the British readily could have used more support in the war against the Axis. Egypt not supporting. Ooh, that's a lot of additional steel. How are we doing for steel? We have plenty of steel, so we don't need more steel. Now, why die for your colonial oppressors? Well, you can always try to do, a deal with them that if you fight now, they grant more autonomy. Leave. Now, the Canal Zone was started by French digging company. And the company was playing off, or Egypt, the king at the time, and I forget which one, Farouk or whoever. The Nation Reborn. Okay, Triumphal Will, Copenhagen, political power, ideology, defense drift for that. That's nice, but let's see. Send economic assistance to Italy factory output. Well, I don't know if we really need that. We're doing well there. These plus the oil fields. Well, that's still bothersome. I don't know if that would help me or not because we can't trade right now. Hey, thanks for following. Alien Web. Sorry if I'm. Okay, deploy Enigma to there. That helps our resources. So it was a French company. He got the concession to dig the canal. Basically, it fails. Britain takes it over, and so that is. They were paying expansion in 40. Okay, 14 days. We'll do that. And so there's, if you dig a big canal like that, hey, Drunken Barbarian, you sort of have a lot of rights to it, you know. It's only right. Now this division. Now, okay, that is awfully pathetic. It's sort of a little too pathetic, I guess, for this. Oh, I thought I still had you selected. Deploy enablement to the Wehrmacht. We probably will do so very soon. How are we doing out here? Okay, we lost 2 subs, but sank 4 convoys, sank 3 convoys. What the? Oh, that's a trade, is that? Who are we trading with? Somebody. Okay, well, whatever. Are you're... Did I lose all those subs again? Well, I guess so. Yep. But I'm not seeing the battles in which they're lost at, so I don't know. These guys seem to be doing well. They're still there. We're gonna wait till we build up a few larger wolf packs. So we don't get too overrun too easily. Gun barrel upgrade, very good. Still not sure what to do about the Soviet Union. I guess recently deployed a lot of our divisions. How are we doing for things like medium tanks? Prime movers, trucks, very good, plenty of those. Okay, 400, 200. Okay, so now that we have... No, I don't want that. In fact, what I want to do is see about this. Nope, too light. Again, too light. What is that? Okay, that's a, well, reasonably good division. What does the 37 division? I like that. Panzer IIIs. Okay, so let's train one of these. Mix of 3s, 4s, 2s, and 1s. Okay, let's train one of those. Get a couple of more divisions. In training, well, let's add a unit to each one. Probably gonna be woefully. You probably get to watch me get smashed. But hey, that could be fun too. Upgraded our flak. Production. We are researching better flak. Don't think we have one to upgrade on the production level yet, but we are researching it. I think it's a little more important to push here for our usefulness. What is a diplomatic situation with? Okay, they are at war, so we can go with Jordan. Now, what's their diplomatic status? They're at war with us. Okay, good. Okay, that very good, Drunken Barbarian. All that good Facebook stuff really goes down to Arno. He's doing wonderful things there. Empire of Japan has declared war on the Netherlands. Okay. So now we will see. Oh, well, let's see what happens. Does that mean that they'll go to war with Japan? Yeah, United Kingdom. Okay, well, so it's October 41 and non-aggression, yes. Well, we might as well. Yeah, let's do that. That may get bypassed, but I'm not sure. Now this may be a good thing for us, because maybe it will keep, but I don't. That's just, I'm not holding out any major hope for it. May keep Japan from declaring war on the U.S. and may keep the U.S. out of the war then. Oh, we got those flags. So we didn't get these flags. Let's improve that flag. Okay, give them infantry trucks. Okay. Okay, we'll take the infantry trucks. I thought Egypt left the war. Okay, and we now, yes, have more air bases. So, okay. There are good casts. Now, come over here. Okay, it looks like now we finally won the air battle here, which I've been waiting for. And bomb. But we're trying to bomb the units. Ground units, not so much the Navy there, so that we bomb these guys into submission, hopefully. Now let's go from here. Let's plan a naval invasion. Well, from here to here. Okay. That way we'll have a 3 infantry division invasion, hopefully against a well bombed out defensive force. Is the naval... Yeah, well, I'm not sure that I'm going to do this naval invasion over here. I might, but I'm looking at how well the current ground war is going. Nothing else, I'm sort of hoping that may be distracting the British somewhat. Just that it's there and, you know, ready to go. Already, oh, maybe, am I already at that? I thought I was at 10. No transports. Okay, well, thought I had 10 naval invasion capacity. Do I not have that? I may not. So I thought that was the basic level, but maybe they changed it in Black Ice. I'm not sure. But here, no. They move these things around and it's hard for me to mine warfare radar. Oh, it's like 4 for Black Ice. Okay, well, you see how much I know. Thank you. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so we have this plus 5. Oh, we have, yeah, we've done that. So we've got 36 is all, but we could do that additionally. So, well, let's see. Can we fire this off and will they invade? Okay, they'll do that. That will, of course, free up capacity. Trying to cut these guys off. Yeah, we'll give you a non-aggression pact, Puyi. You can join that attack and you can support the attack. Okay, very good. Well, first thing we need to do is delete all orders. It just messes up things. Actually, that would be good coming here, because if we can get the German ownership, we might be able to supply things a little better. But I'm not sure without a direct port in the Mediterranean. Okay, well, mandatory mandate of Palestine. A little bit of equipment, that's nice of them. Strike while the striking is good, while you're disorganized. Well, there it goes. Well, you have to go around that way to get to there? Okay. Can't go straight. How interesting. Well, this map is a bit screwy. I would say that you can't go from West Bank to Palestine. Oh man, these maps. I'm not terribly happy. Okay, so Japan, for some reason, had to go to war right now with the Philippines bringing the U.S. into this. They couldn't have waited until they defeated the Dutch and whatnot. Oh, you silly, silly thing. Okay, well, let's look at our production needs. Well, Panzer IIIs would be nice. We'll just do that. And yes, I know I need to organize this better. There we are, Panzer IIIs. So we can do, we'll do 2 more factories of those. What else might we want more of? 150mm artillery pieces. Those are very good howitzers. No, not the 100. The 210. Where's the 150? There we are. Do that to help. And I think we're going to end the episode, not the live stream, guys, so you can just hang loose there. But we're going to be ending the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I really love hearing from you, so please post questions, comments, suggestions, tips. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.